Good evening and welcome to Burr News and Views. I'm your host, Don Burgess. And tonight we have a preview of this upcoming weekend with the Skyport Magic Mile, one of the favorite running events on the island with lots of cute pictures of 4 and 5-year-olds and their older siblings and others taking off around the track and delighting our hearts with those cute photos that we get. Our guests tonight are Wayne Rayner from Pacers Track Club. Welcome, Wayne.
Welcome, Dawn, and to your audience.
Sana Morris, who's one of Bermuda's top track and field athletes, participated in Carifta Games and is a student at Howard right now. Welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
And last but not least, from Skyport, Nikki Fagan. Nikki's the head brand development and communication officer at Skyport. So thank you for sponsoring the event and welcome to being here.
We are pleased to be a part of it once again.
Now, I want to start with Sana tonight and have her give a few details about who she is and why you might be seeing her name a little bit more in track and field news coming up. So, Sana, why don't we just start with how did you get involved with track and field? And you're here and with Pacers, so there might be a little bit of a connection.
So Pacers has definitely contributed to my love for track. Starting at a young age, I didn't always take track as seriously, but once I started seeing results, my love for the sport definitely grew. And I think due to the encouragement of some of my coaches, Cal Simons, Norbert Simons, and Miss Scott helped me to realize my full potential and gave me the confidence to push through boundaries and to be the best athlete I can be. And I also want to give a shout out to Hazel Clark because she also gave me some tips about track. But I think overall Pacers is definitely like a family as a whole, and I really appreciate that.
So when you said you faced some challenges, what do you mean?
Facing some challenges. Well, at the moment right now, I do have an injury that I'm overcoming. So I was pushed back a little bit, but I'm getting back into the groove. So I'm hoping that all goes well for my outdoor season.
Okay. And what events are your specialties? And then do you have a favorite that you do?
I do the 200 and the 400, but I think my favorite's probably the 400.
Why is that?
It's like strategy based, but I do like the adrenaline of like going around the track.
Okay.
I don't know.
So how did you manage to get a scholarship to Howard?
Well, I was recruited by David Oliver. So previously I was at IMG Academy, which is a sports academy in Florida. And I got recruited by David Oliver and I got a full ride to Howard University for track.
That's so awesome when we see our students succeed and get support. Wayne, do you have anything you want to add about watching Sana as she's progressed through her career?
Sana always took to the track and she always tried to do her best. And that's all you can ask for. And when you see that as a spectator, coach, everything, if you see the athlete doing her best, even on one of her bad days, you can appreciate the effort. And boy, when she has a good day, it's a good day, you know. And her attitude, not only at the meets but in training, is excellent. You know, and her camaraderie with the other athletes, those she's meeting for the first time, it's all chubby until the gun goes off, and then it's like it's bit down to business. And once you cross the finish line, it's back. Hey, you know, this is life, and glad to meet you and
Thank you.
make good friends. You know, it's a good life experience.
Yeah. So, Sana, for some of our younger people who are maybe just getting into track and field, or they've thought about it, and but they haven't really dip their toe into it. What would you say to them to get encouraged to do that?
I would definitely say go for it if you're willing to put in the work and be dedicated to improve and want to become a better athlete. You have all the right reasons to pursue it. So for me, starting with Pacers, it was definitely a life-changing experience because it created lots of opportunities for me in the long run. Like I said earlier, attended IMG Academy, and then after that, I was able to get a full ride at Howard University. And getting back to what I said earlier, traveling with the team at Pacers also gave me exposure because that was actually the first time I actually traveled overseas for meets. But I think this time it's like the time where you get to bond with the coaches, with your other teammates. So it's a great experience overall, for sure.
Would that have been like the East Coast Invitational?
Yes,
Okay,
in North
all right.
Carolina, yeah.
All right. And for this weekend's event, for the younger ones especially, who, what would you say to encourage them to sign up for the Skyport Magic Mile?
I would also just say go for it, have fun, don't overthink it, just go out there and do your best.
Now, Nikki, again, thank you and Skyport for sponsoring the event. Why has Skyport come on as the title sponsor, which you've been doing for several years now? What made you decide to pick up the mantle or the baton, if we want to use track terminology?
At the point that Skyport came on, which was 4 years now,
4 years.
4 years ago, Telford was actually the title sponsor, and they were going to put that down. And Aaron Adderley, the president at Skyport, was happy to pick that baton up. He really did believe that Pacers Track Club was super, super important to Bermuda overall. I mean, look at Sana. Sana is the exact reason why we decided to do that. Children like Sana who are, taking the things that they learn in the sport and applying them to different parts of their life. They're able to translate that now. They start when they're quite young and they're able to translate those different disciplines and structure and routines that are required into other parts of their life. And now they're just, superstarring in the next part of their life. So that's exactly the reason why Skyport is really, really proud to be a sponsor once again this year.
What are some of the things that you like about the event besides the track and field? I mean, because there's a lot going on. It's just not track and field. It's really a family entertainment event for the whole afternoon.
For me, or for who
For you?
For me?
Yes.
Well, I mean, first of all, who can resist those chubby little legs running down the track? I mean, if that is not the number one draw, then next on my list would be that this year we're going to have this children's village. So, I'll try and refrain myself from jumping on the bouncy castles, I suppose.
That'd be you and me together.
We'll try and control ourselves, Don.
Okay. So let's get into a little bit of the nuts and bolts. Wayne, so when is the event? And when are the cutoff times for parents to register their children?
Okay, the event's on this Saturday, March the 4th, with the first event starting at 12 noon. With regards to registration, any paper registrations must be dropped off at the Sports Center on March the 1st by 5:45. At that time, that paper entries close. Online entries are then extended until March the 3rd, 6 p.m. And then all entries will be closed. We'll finalize and prepare for the next day. And we are not accepting any entries on race day. It's just too much. Right now, we have 623 people signed up. So it's continuously growing each day. We're hoping at least we can hit last year's target, if not go beyond that. So paper entries at Sports Cellar on March the 1st, which is Wednesday, by 5:45, and online entries Friday, March the 3rd, 6 p.m.
Yeah,
As I
I know.
said,
Sorry, I know we Bermudians, we like to sign up late for things and not do as first can. Do you normally see a surge of entries right at the last couple of days?
every year I've been involved with this done, I'm up to 2, 3 in the morning, taking in there's entries that may have come in last night because we put labels on each number. Okay, so we normally get that surge, and we're hoping we get that surge again. So we got to prep the numbers, put the labels on them, so when the people come collect them in the morning, the number pickup, which starts at 10 a.m., they can identify, they'll look at the label and note any errors or corrections on there, and we get it done. So when these results are printed, they have the correct information referring to the participant.
Right. And races
I
kick
wanted
off
to
at what
jump
time?
in, Don, and just say, sometimes there's a stigma around you have to know how to do something, in order to sign up and make it worth it. This is not one of those races. Sana had mentioned just have fun as part of the advice that she would give to people who want to sign up. And for the parents out there that are wondering if their child can do it, if the race is too long, you know, Mr. Rayner can talk about the fact that they're not actual miles for the little ones. For the little ones, it really is. You have no athletic abilities are necessary, right? There are plenty of people on the track to help guide them, and they really can just come to have fun, and they do as much as they want. And the routes are smaller for the little ones as well.
Right. I think they start off at one lap for the youngest Wayne.
Yeah, 4 and 5-year-olds do 1 lap, which is 400 meters, and it's sort of magical because it might be a little longer than one because they start halfway and the finish line is down a little bit further. The 6 and 7-year-olds, they would do 2 laps, which is equates to around approximately 800 meters, and we got 9 and 10, 8 and 9-year-olds, they will do 3 laps, which is going to take them to 1,200 meters. And in 10 through 15, they will be doing 4 laps, which is equivalent to 1 mile. Time to start there. It's magical because if you can see there, and you have to appreciate to a 4-year and 5-year-old, 1 lap around the track is equivalent to a mile to them. Okay. So if you're older, and you run your 2 or 3 laps run, and your time is, a little longer than theirs, that little 4-year-old could give you a ribbon for that. Because, hey, we done a mile, and mine is this.
Right. I love the enthusiasm. I guess one of the more fun parts is watching them as they get scored. Obviously the start's a mad dash at the line, but like to see their faces as they get towards the finish is priceless.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Well, if you spend some time looking in the stands, you wonder who's actually running, the parents or them. It really brings family together, and they have a great time.
Now, besides the bouncy castle and the face painting, there's a couple other things that are happening.
Yeah, we're gonna have some extra snacks. So in addition to what the stadium provides, we'll have some extra snacks and food vendors there. We'll have some face painting. We'll have some caricature drawing. We will have the zip lining in addition to the bouncy castles. And this is all due to, this year for the first time, we have some additional sponsors, Security Associates, who is one of our partners down at the airport. They will be helping us to make the Children's Village come to life.
Now, how long does it take during the week to get everything all set up? And how many volunteers are helping to create this magical environment?
We have about between 50 to 60 volunteers, and that's inclusive of from Bermuda, between Bermuda Paces and Skyport. So to make things happen on the day. So some start out and they're here as early as 10 in the morning to issue out the numbers and the T-shirts to the runners. And we want to encourage everyone to, once you get your T-shirt, to put it in, you can run in it, put it on and run in it. And we have the actual race officials, if you like, that will be there from 12 until the end of the last race, which might be at 4:30. And in between there, we have the people that work in check-in that will get the athletes, all the 4-year-olds together, get them all lined up and send them down to the finish line. So it's quite a big effort. I mean, we have some supporters by vendors that come and put up tents and everything. So there'll be a lot of activity from about Thursday onwards to shape the stadium how we want it.
What's the most difficult part on the day, trying to organize things to make sure it flows correctly?
Just keeping the races going. We would like to, as soon as a race finishes, that it's not too long of a wait before you see the next one, the next race coming down. That always presents a challenge because some people get there, they're sitting in the stands, they're so overjoyed with what's going on, they forget to take down the other brother or sister down for their race.
Right.
So, but it works out pretty good. I want to say this year, it's the first year we're having Bermuda timing systems involved, and they will manage all the race results, and that's going to be good. And what the advantage of that is, once a child has finished the race, within a few minutes, the parent will be able to get their results. When they get home, they will be able to then go look on the computer and get a picture. And if they really want to, they can get the picture and then create a certificate to then put in the child's portfolio. And also, we have an Olympian this year who will be warming up the athletes in the form of Miss Hazel Clark.
And Hazel, welcome. Thanks that you finally managed to connect in. Or maybe she can't hear us.
Maybe not.
Whoop, there we go.
Okay.
Well, maybe not. We might try again. All right. So when you mentioned like brothers and sisters and siblings, how common is it to have like several people from the same family racing in this?
Oh, it's very common to have siblings running the race. And of course, the youngest sibling is just trying to outdo what the older sibling done at their age. They've heard about it, they've seen them run, so they want to get bragging rights within the family.
We're 26 years in on this, Don.
Yeah, so just about my age. It's become like I feel it's been like a Bermuda family tradition now, just because it's on the race calendar. When you see the Skyport Magic Mile, that's like, it's tradition, it's history, it's fun. Sana, are you going to be helping out on Saturday? And if yes, what are you going to be doing?
I would if I could be there for sure.
Oh, that's right. You're overseas
Yes.
at Howard,
Yes.
and you're studying. So I just mentioned you're studying. So what are you majoring in? And what do you hope to do?
I'm majoring in communications, TV, and film.
TV and film. Okay, so we're going to try Hazel again.
Finally. Quite a night. Hi, everyone. So sorry about the technical difficulties.
Okay, so Hazel, Nikki's thrown you under the bus, saying you're going to be helping warm up the little athletes and things. So, what are you going to be doing on Saturday?
No, I think they'll be warming me up, but I'm really excited to get out there and just show them the fun of running and the fun of just being in the mix and just being healthy. Teaching about stretching and making sure that your muscles are ready to go. I think it's important for them to feel their best and enjoy the experience. So we're just going to have a lot of fun.
Now, what's your experience with the Magic Mile over the last few years?
Well, this is going to be my first experience, but I've heard a lot about it. My daughter is 5 years old, and she has a crew she hangs with that did it last year, and they were so excited to come home and tell me about their experience. And so now my daughter's asking to run, and I'm just excited to be out there and see the little ones. For me, that's the fun of it. It's a pure time for them to just enjoy, being active. And I think I just applaud all the parents that bring their children out there on a Saturday to participate.
Now, is she going to be a future Olympian? She's going to
Oh my goodness!
follow in her mom's footsteps.
Well, I'll tell you, my niece didn't run until late, and she just broke the American record the other day, and she seems to have the gene, and it's in our family for sure. I want her to just choose her own path, but I didn't start running until I was 16, so she'll probably put me through what I put my parents through and wait to start, but we'll see.
Nikki, what does it mean to you to have somebody like Hazel participate in the event, even as a mother? And as you said earlier, sometimes they get more exercise jumping up and down in the stands than the little ones running across.
We are so thrilled. I mean, the fact that these little ones are going to be warmed up by a 3-time Olympian. I mean, who does that? I mean, we scored. So we are really excited about that. And the fact that, with the BTA and the USATF Bermuda Grand Prix, that we're going to have this, more up-to-date way of tracking the wins. And it will not only track the wins and kind of save Wayne's team some time, but what it will also do is allow them to get, a memoriam of the race, because they get a photo afterwards that goes to their email, and then they're allowed to, they can actually keep track of all of their races once they start to run more and more each year. And then even with other races, you can keep track with this Bermuda timing system.
Well, that's awesome, because that's a precious memory and a keepsake they can have. Mom and Dad can slap it on the refrigerator, and the child can look at it and think, oh, I'm going to do that again next year, because they see that. That's pretty great marketing.
Yeah.
On Skyport's part. Yeah. I'm going to go clockwise, and I'm going to start with Wayne. Just to give you guys a chance to have a final word, and if something we haven't talked about, or maybe something you want to reinforce, doesn't matter one way or the other. And so we're going to go anti-clockwise, because I want Sana to finish. So we're going to start with you, Wayne, and Pacers Track Club, who's the sponsor of one of the sponsors, or the sponsoring running club for the Skyport Magic Mile.
It's the Skyport Magic Mile, as it's coined these days, is powered by Bermuda Pacers Track Club. Mm-hmm. Okay, and it's not just me; it's a whole committee, and I'd like to thank my executive committee and all the volunteers and our members for the support to help make this event a great event each year. And just a little bit more, if you like. Again, the registration closes for paper entries on March the 1st at 5:45 at the Sports Center, and online registration closes on Friday at 6 p.m. So, get there now. I can do a little check while we're the rest of people talking, and see if we got any more people to join up while we're online. But yeah, I'd like to encourage everyone to sign up, come out and participate. We've got new things going on this year: the Fun Castle, the Kids Village, an Olympian warm up. Don, you would have done great. I mean, Nikki alluded to earlier, the little chubby legs one there. I didn't know she saw you running on that.
She must have. Although I don't know how she saw me, because if I had my shorts on, my legs are pretty white, so she might have been blinded.
Yeah.
Hazel, anything you want to add?
I mean, I think the thing that I want to drive home is for all the young competitors and the parents to just remember that really we need to emphasize that our kids just do their best. I really do believe that kids at that age are champions when they do their best. It instills something in them to be able to walk off the track and say, hey, I did my best, whether it was first, last, or in the middle. They have fun and they do their best. It's not about place. It's not about worrying about what anyone else is doing. It's about them maximizing the opportunity and having a great time.
I love that. It's a growth mindset.
Yes,
It's really great to insert that into our kids and get them to think of just doing their best no matter what.
That's right.
Nikki?
So in Skyward, we're really committed to supporting projects that make a difference. And, especially with young people and specifically, when it comes to young people. And so, this is one of our first community given initiatives for the year. And, we're pledging 3 million over the next 20 years, specifically to science and sports and performing arts. So, this just rolled right into where we fit when it comes to our given program. So I'm just really excited that, we're going to get a chance to, team up with Pacers again. And I just don't think that anyone else in Bermuda could, put on such an iconic race for this long. Pacers really is an institution in Bermuda. And so we're just happy to be a part of it. I know once again, they're going to make this race one to remember.
Yes. And last but certainly not least, Sana?
I think overall for the athletes that will be participating in this event, I think it's similar to what Hazel said. Just go out there, have fun. It's a learning experience just to see how everyone does and have fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've been your host for this evening, Don Burgess. And as always, we want to thank our guests for spending take some of their time from their families or studies and learn a little bit more about the Skyport Magic Mile. And hopefully you'll turn out on Saturday. I'm going to be there reporting on it for Burn News through Twitter and letting you know all the results as they come in and as fast as my chubby little fingers can type. So as always, on behalf of Burn News, have a beautiful evening.